The beginner warm-up is where we go through the foundational instructions to get a good solid base for your practice. It's a good place to start, and it's a good place to come back to every once in a while to solidify the foundations. Listen to the rhythm of your breathing. If you find it getting short, take a break, leave out a few postures, and come back in when you're ready. Remember, this is your practice. You choose how much of it you want to do. Let's start with the spread leg child's pose. Knees wide apart, toes fairly close together. Try to sit back comfortably onto the back of the heels without aggravating the knees, and start to make your way forward, down onto your elbows maybe, resting forehead on your fists if you need to as a platform, or hands out, forehead down to the mat. The idea here is to try to relax and rest into this first posture. So let go of the body. Sink down into the mat. Start to bring your attention inwards, letting go of any distractions that are going on in your head, and focusing your attention on your body and breath. And rather than a shallow breath to the center of the chest, start to take the breath a little bit deeper down into the pelvic bowl. So allow the belly to expand, the rib cage to expand, the chest to expand, so it's a nice deep inhalation. And allow the exhale to relax and sink you down a little bit more. Deep inhales to stretch and expand the body from the inside. Relaxed exhales, just sinking and resting and letting go. Letting go being the key concept here. Just letting go, giving up control to the body. Let time, gravity, and your exhale do the work for you. And just pay attention to whatever's going on inside today. Just pay attention, but without adding your own dialogue to the equation. Without trying to label the sensations as good or bad. Without judging or criticizing the sensations or the experience itself. Just accepting whatever's going on. Relaxing into it with your breath. Spending a little bit of time there and just letting go. Deep inhales. Relaxed exhalations. Let's take 5 more deep breaths here. Make them count. Expand the belly, the chest, the rib cage, the collarbones. And then slowly walk the hands in, help the spine up, make your way out of the pose. Feel free to make any noises as you feel the connective tissues settling back in. Knees come back in together, make your way up into the table position, and maybe stretch out the legs if you need to. And anytime you have your hands on the floor like table position, you want to make sure that the knuckles and fingertips are grounded. So you want to push knuckles into the mat, fingers separated, so the entire palm is connecting to the mat. Shoulders back. We're going to come into some cat-cow movements, starting off with a neutral spine. Inhaling, gazing up towards the ceiling as you curl the tailbone up. Exhale, tuck the chin into the chest, round the spine, tailbone tucking down as well. Inhale, shoulders back, belly down, tailbone up. Exhale, palms pushing forward into the mat so you can round the spine a little bit more. Inhale up, belly down, tailbone curling up. Exhale, round the back, squeeze out all the air. Take a few more rounds at your own pace. Follow the breath. Maybe even holding one of the positions if you needed to. breathing into it a little bit if that's what your body needs. Take a few more rounds. And on the next inhale, come to a neutral spine, back of the neck long. Take the palms out in front a little bit further, ground the knuckles, curl the toes under, and on the next exhale, lift the hips up and back into downward dog. And then, rolling the shoulders out away from the ears, keeping the shoulder blades separated, and then pushing from the shoulders into the mat as if you're trying to move it away from you. Hips drawing as far back as you can to get as much length as possible in the spine. Neck is soft, face is soft, jaws relaxed. A great way to keep the jaw relaxed is to smile. Actively pushing from the shoulders into the palms so you can get that rebounding energy from the floor to draw all the way back up to reach your hips a little further. Heels starting to sink down a little bit, but not too hard until we've warmed the body up. Taking a few more breaths in the down dog and feeling the stretch that's made down the entire back line of the body. At the end of the next exhale, bend both the knees, gaze between the hands, and lunge right foot forward first between the hands. Then the left foot comes forward, big toes side by side. Inhale up halfway, lengthen heart away from navel, placing the hands on shins or thighs. We want to avoid rounding the back here, so shoulders back, heart reaching out away from the navel, sits bones lifting up. And just hold it here, every inhale lengthening the spine a little more, legs supporting the pose, not the arms. Sits bones lifting, and you'll feel a stretch in the back of the legs here, even without having to fold forward. So in the sun salutations, when we say lift up halfway, we're looking for a straight spine here. Legs nice and strong, pushing into the four corners of the feet as you inhale, reach the heart out. Exhale, fold forward, taking it down, not too hard yet. And then head lifting back up to straighten out. Inhale, spin the arms open, gaze up between the thumbs as you reach up into the fingers. Exhale, hands to the side. Let's hold the mountain pose here a little bit. Big toes together, separate the toes if you can. Pressing from the pelvis down into the four corners of the feet. Tailbone pointing down to the mat rather than too far out behind you. Now inhale, draw the shoulders up to the ears, reach them up. And then exhale back a little bit and just let them release down the spine. So they're just relaxing rather than squeezing back together, so both chest and back are open. Every inhale now lengthen and lift the spine up. Every exhale, see if the shoulders can relax a little bit more. Deep inhales to lengthen and lift up. Relaxed exhales to let the shoulders rest. It's always nice to take a few grounding breaths before we come into the sun salutations. Getting ready to come into our first round now, pushing from the pelvis into the four corners of the feet. Inhale, spin the arms open, gaze up between the thumbs. Keep the legs strong as you exhale, reach out with the chest as you fold forward, legs still active. Inhale up halfway, lengthen heart away from navel, shoulders back. Bring the hands to the mat, walk the feet back one at a time to the upper push-up position. Start off with the shoulders roughly above the wrists. Shoulders back away from the ears and start pushing from the shoulders all the way back into the heels to make a nice strong plank pose. Exhaling down to lower push-up, maybe staying halfway up if you need to. Legs strong as you inhale, lift into up dog, keep pushing into the heels, keep the legs active here. And then use the core to exhale, lift the hips up and back into the downward dog. Shoulders still rolling out away from the ears. Palms pushing out into the mat as if you're trying to move it away. Straight line as much as you can from the wrist up to your hips. And if you have a round back in this pose right now, you can bend the knees a little bit to emphasize the lengthening of the spine. Otherwise, the heels are trying to sink down a little bit at a time. You don't want to tense the neck up in this pose, create a little more tension in the back. So keep the neck soft, gaze towards the toes. Breathe nice and deep. Follow the breath inside. At the end of the exhale, bend the knees, gaze between, lunging left foot forward first, right foot follows. Lengthen up halfway, reach the heart out. Exhale, fold forward, squeeze down with the core. Head lifting, legs firm as you inhale. Spin the arms open, keep the shoulders down. Exhale, hands to the side. Next round, inhale, lift up. Exhale, reach out with the chest, lower abdominals coming in as you come down. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. Hands to the mat, walk or hop back to upper push-up. Push into the heels, slowly come down to lower elbows pointing behind you. Inhale, lift into the up dog, legs active, shoulders back. Exhale, use the core to reach back into down dog. Now the heels are starting to sink down a little bit more. So you're pushing from the shoulders into the mat, drawing the hips back and feeling that pressure push all the way down into the heels. And just follow the sensations all the way down. Long, deep breaths. Knuckles grounded, keep the foundation of the pose strong. At the end of the exhale, bend the knees, gaze between the hands, lunging left foot forward to the front. Right foot to follow. Legs strong as you inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Head lifts, legs firm. Push into the feet as you inhale. Reach up into the fingers. Exhale, hands to the side. Legs strong. Inhale, spin the arms open, gaze up. Keep the legs active as you exhale. Reach out, lower abs coming in once again. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen the spine, shoulders still back. Bring the hands to the mat, ground the knuckles, walk or hop the feet back, lower push-up, elbows pointing back. Inhale into the up dog, keep the legs active, tailbone sinking. Shoulders back away from the ears, heart lifting through the gate of the shoulders. Keep the knuckles grounded and then exhale, lift up and back into the down dog. Pushing from the shoulders down into the palms and feeling the straight line that's made from the wrists up to the hips and from the hips down to the heels. Pushing the hamstrings to the wall behind you to get the heels to sink down a little more. Deep, long breaths. Face is soft, jaws relaxed. Again, smiling is a nice way to keep the face soft, and it makes you look a little nicer too. At the end of the exhale, bend the knees, gaze between the hands, walk or hop your feet to the front of the mat, lengthen halfway up, reach out. Exhale, fold forward, squeeze it down a little bit further, this time forehead rounding. Head lifts, inhale, strong legs as you reach up into the fingers. Exhale, hands down to the side. Let's take a few breaths in the mountain pose here. Shoulders resting, crown lifting, legs active. Make sure the arches of the feet stay lifted to support the inside of the legs. We're going to come into Sun Salutation B. There's a little more movement here. Keep up as best you can. Inhale the hands in front of the heart, prayer position. Exhale, bend the knees. Brush the fingertips to the floor if you can. As you inhale, the hands up, shoulders stay back. Exhale, lift up and fold forward into the next sun salute. Inhale up halfway, lengthen the spine. Hands to the mat, walk or hop back, lower push-up once again. Inhale, up dog, right through the gate of the shoulders, shoulders back. Exhale, back into the down dog. Now you want to stay on the ball of the left foot, right foot lunging between your hands. Keep the knee right above the ankle. Knee is lined up with the toes straight ahead. Arch of the foot lifting in front, ball of the foot grounded. Now shoulders back, chest is proud. And you want to push from your inner groin all the way into the back heel as if you're pushing against a wall. Deep, long breathing. Gaze is fixed in front of you. Keep that foundation strong here, pushing into both feet. And then slowly exhale, lift the hips up, take the leg back into the downward dog. Next round here, stay on the ball of the right foot, left foot lunging forward, gracefully. Knee is above the ankle directly. Knee still lined with the toes, pushing into the front foot. From inner groin into back heel, stabilize that back leg, try to keep it straight. Avoid rounding the shoulders and sinking the chest down. We want to keep a proud chest in this pose. Feel the connection your legs are making to the mat. Deep breaths. Legs active. And then exhale, lift the hips up a little bit, take the leg back into downward dog. Nice long spine here, reach the hips back a little bit further. And at the end of the exhale, bend the knees, gaze between, walk or hop to the front of the mat, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold forward, squeezing down. Bending the knees, keeping the hips low as you inhale, the hands back up into the chair pose. Exhale, lift up. Hands to the side. Inhale, hands in front of the heart, next round. Exhale, bend the knees, brush the fingertips to the floor as you inhale, the hands up, shoulders back. Exhale, lift up and fold forward. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen the spine. Hands to the mat, walk or hop the feet back, lower push-up position. Inhale, lift into the up dog, arms and legs engaged, heart is lifting. Exhale, core is helping you lift up and back into the down dog. Staying on the ball of the left foot once again, right foot lunging forward, keeping it on the right side of the mat a little bit, not directly center. Knee above ankle, arch of the foot lifting. Foundation has to be strong here, so both legs active like we did before. Now we have the option of coming hands up onto the thighs. Both hips squared to the front still, lifting pubic bone, abdominals, and heart. Shoulders back. Maybe, if you feel stable, you take the elbows back to open up the chest and shoulders. But we're not just raising our hands up in the air, we're drawing back so we feel an opening of the chest here. Legs still active. Every inhale, you're lifting the heart up a little more. Inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale slowly, hands back down. Take the legs back to the lower push-up position. Inhale into the up dog. Exhale back into the down dog. Stay on the ball of the right foot, this time left foot gracefully lunging forward to the front. Keep it on the left side of the mat, arch lifting. Before you ever come up, make sure the foundation is nice and strong. It doesn't make sense to come up before then. If you're ready, hands to thigh. Don't let all the weight push onto the thigh here. The hands are just there for stability. Hips squared to the front of your mat, pubic bone lifting, abdominals lifting, heart lifting. Back leg is as straight as possible. Maybe if the stability is there, you take the arms back. Nice warrior pose, nice and strong. Warriors are proud. Just because we're warriors doesn't mean we can't smile, though. Inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale, hands down flat, lift the hips, take the leg back slowly, lower push-up, elbows pointing back. Inhale, lift, nice and proud, upward dog. Exhale, back into the down dog. Hold it here. Shoulders rolling out.